Okay, greetings everyone, this is First and 2073 with the next episode of Geopolitical Simulator 4, Power and Revolution. All roads lead to Delhi playing as India, and in the last episode, we had a conflict emerge between, or maybe it was 2 episodes, we had a conflict emerge between North Korea and Japan. And we are intervening in this conflict. I had some problems initially with my forces going through China and Myanmar. But I was able to resolve that, and I'll show you guys that in a second. The conflict here is has been joined by France, India, South Korea, and the United States. They've all joined Japan, along with us, to try to contain North Korean aggression here. The North Koreans have captured a number of cities and a port in the Japanese coast there. Well, that sort of broke off. There it is. So they've captured a lot of territory, but the Japanese seem to be striking back now. And it looks like it's going to be eventually victory for the Japanese, as long as we can intervene. Before you go on, I do want to thank new Patreon subscriber, Patreon, the Gentleman Ghostronaut. Excellent name, sir. I love that name. Thank you for your suggestions and for the email. Gentleman Ghostronaut has suggested a new series on Vietnam or Thailand, playing as a backwater country to try to create an ideal communist state. Vietnam is currently communist, authoritarian communist state. Thailand is not, but I think we could do a series to try to change ideology. That could be potential. I'll probably put a poll out there in August that said, again, August when I'm going to sort of start making more videos again in August. I'm going to be moving into a new apartment and everything, and hopefully have faster internet than I have here, so I'm going to try to do some live streams and stuff like that. So I'm going to get more series out and everything in August. I'm also going to try to get more games, we're already expanding into Democracy 3 a little bit, as well as Hearts of Iron 4, and I want to move into Twitch. And also, that being said, there's a game that I'm still trying to get backing for. It's not me personally, I'm just trying to support the developers here because I like the game. It's called Plutocracy, and the link is in the description below. And if you want to support their IndieGoGo campaign, like I'm doing, you can get a copy of the game. I think for $15 is the lowest tier support level, and you can get a copy of the game. The game is going to be released, I believe, in August, is what they said. For $25, so $15 will give you $10 off if you back them now. Also for $25 you can get a secret guidebook or a tip book. That's the second tier backer, and then there's a lot of other different tiers where you can get sort of like a gold pen and get your an avatar in the game, or there's even somewhere you can get a gold coin or a silver coin, which is pretty cool. But I don't have that kind of money. Maybe if I won the lottery I would do that, but right now I have nowhere near that much. I've won the bankrupt lottery is what I've won. So anyways, back to this series. Let me just go ahead and show you what I did to sort of stop those forces that were moving into Chinese and Myanmar airspace. This is just a tip for people when you run into that problem. I went into military operations and give order to withdraw your units, and you can select. I gave orders to withdraw my units from China and Myanmar. There actually was, when you clicked on China, there was a little conflict here, and with that, and instead of an actual conflict, it was called a latent conflict. So it's like a conflict that is burgeoning, I guess, and starting. So that's sort of what goes on in the game. There's been a lot of comments on the channel. Thank you everyone for commenting this week. Going over a couple of them here. JR puts a big comment today, this morning. Says you've been watching since I played Greece. Thank you for watching the channel. All of them have been outstanding, as well as this one. Yeah, awesome. I like that you enjoy the channel and enjoy the content. Some observations were saying why it takes so long to intervene with Japan. And if I wanted to make India a superpower, I should have done that earlier. Act with more conviction. The goal isn't necessarily to make India a superpower in this series. If you go back to first episode. I did put the goals in the description. I mean, that's like a secondary goal for sure. And I remember I looked back in like my notebooks from like, I don't know, last summer or something like that, and I did have one that said India would be a superpower. That was like a potential series, but the actual goal for the series wasn't for India to become a superpower. All roads lead to Delhi. The goal was to connect all the cities in India, actually, to the capital, which I've sort of put a hold on that, especially because I'm dealing with this inflation, which is continuing to drop down below 14% still, with a 8% growth rate. That's pretty good. So that and a space program, which I think I've been successful with so far, and we're expanding that. I also wanted to eclipse China. That's going to be a while before I do that, for sure. Whoa, their GDP is up to $20 billion. Oh my god. They start the game with like 11 billion. That's crazy. Their economy is doing really well and running away with it. 5.3%. Our growth rate's a lot higher than theirs, though. Their inflation is much lower. They've managed their inflation much better. But their army is bigger than ours. A lot more CO2 emissions. Oh my god. And they got almost twice as many nuclear weapons, but our population is equal. So, eclipsing China, not necessarily happening right now. The other one was to crash an economy, and I did launch a cyber attack against Sri Lanka, but I don't think that really crashed their economy. I think it cost them about 1.5 billion total. But I think their economy continues to grow, and they have good employment and much better inflation rate than us. So I'd say 1 out of 2 so far. Definitely the roads thing is feasible, but it'll take forever. As long as I continue to go, I definitely will keep going. But as far as becoming a superpower, well, maybe. Intervention in this Japanese conflict is for sure going to secure, I think, a stronger alliance with the Japanese. I'm hoping to get these satellites. What the heck was that? I wanted to get these satellites over, keep these satellites over Sri Lanka. One thing that happened when before I tried to, before I gave the order to withdraw all the troops, I had everyone return back to base. So all my units have sort of moved back. What else has been talking about here? Oh, so I should send an aircraft carrier and other ships into the region. And definitely invest in more aircraft carriers. I think that's definite. I do definitely want to invest in more aircraft carriers. What is going on with this? Why is it going? Can I move areas into the region? JR mentioned that once I went to war, once I fought alongside of a country, it said that I would have access to the country. I'm not sure if that's true. Oh, look at the Americans! The Americans have arrived in Japan. If you go into treaties here, taking a look at Japan, alliances, and all the way up to the top. Our rights of passage. Japan only grants us, according to this, Japan only grants us right of passage for airspace. Indonesia does as well. I'm gonna see what happens if I move into, if I go through international waters. Though I think we're gonna take the submarine, and it is a submarine, so maybe they won't detect it. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and see if I can't move into. We'll try just south of the East Chinese. I think this is international waters. So let's see if that works. It's probably going to take me through the Straits of Malacca, which will go through Indonesian waters and possibly other countries' waters. There it is. Yeah, that's the route there. So we're going to see what happens. I have an aircraft carrier here, as well as 6 cruisers. So if we get the submarine through, then maybe we'll send the cruisers as well. Maybe I should send a nuclear submarine. It might be quieter. I don't know what type of submarine this is. Does not say. Let's put them back at the base, actually. And let's take the nuclear submarine. See if that's more silent. It's got 20 missiles. This line is blue. Why is that happening? Ugh. Alright, let's try this again. Nuclear submarine. Click on it. Move and attack. And what is going on here? No! Why is this happening to me? Stupid game. It was working perfectly. I had to get creative. Ah. I feel like this is a white line. And the other one is a blue line. Let me just get things rolling here. Maybe if we get some time ticking off. I wonder if the blue line of the nuclear submarine indicates that it's silent. Good lord.
We are going to violate this country's waters. Do you confirm your order?
First I want to put it in the water. Come on. Click. 120, 138 miles out. Okay, this is gonna be tedious. We're not doing that right now. Time is ticking here, right? Where's that? There it is. Alright. Egyptian will refuse. Namibia. Here is our submarine, nuclear submarine. Looks like it's underwater. So can it be detected is the question. Malaysian. Looks like it's gonna be detected. We are gonna go in that way. Alright, maybe we'll just pass through it. That'll be interesting. Silent sub. Now moving into Indonesian waters. I don't know if it's silent or not. Nuclear. It's not diesel. Entering Indonesian waters now. And we have crossed. We are now in Indonesian waters. No messages. If this works well, then we can send the carriers and the cruisers and the carrier as well. Iranian political party.
The theory that
we'll approach them for sure. Give them financial support. And we're not worried about Egypt right now. Let's pause. We don't want it to be paused. Okay, let's go ahead and deploy these cruisers. Start. Where are our other cruisers? We should probably move our ships back around Sri Lanka. Redeploying. Okay. 9 cruisers. I do need to buy more ships and more weapons. Deployment 7. Alright, moving our ships back into positions around Sri Lanka. Confidential information on the Netherlands. They are performing military nuclear tests. And now our submarine is approaching the Straits of Malacca. Let's go ahead and get that aircraft carrier out here as well. No problems now. No problems yet. How is the conflict with... What? What is that? Does that say Japan and South Korea?
I'm listening carefully. How much would this aid? Thank you for your
My God. This makes no sense. Japan, South Korea is now at war with North Korea and Japan. That makes no sense. Our loyalty will be to Japan. Multidisciplinary research center. That's good. That was getting overwhelming.
During the next few weeks.
Let's go to the inauguration there. And we don't want to kill the Prime Minister of England. Okay. Let's see, who else I want to comment to? Eddie Giles has been giving a lot of comments. Good suggestions on the channel there. Thank you, sir. Oh, and Dominic Nesbitt, Patreon supporter, loyal Patreon supporter, has made a suggestion for taxation. Let's see here. The suggestion is to lower the value-added tax, 13%. If we lower it 1%, that'll be $9 billion. The advice is this will grow the economy as well as lower inflation. So let's go ahead and take a test that out for him there. I wonder if I can pass it. Let me make sure I can pass it first. Let's look at India. We're now at 13.61. Bangladesh approach their political party for sure. Okay, there we go. Let's test out this theory on lowering value-added tax. Lower that. Take a poll here. Opinion. Parliament position. It will pass. The right is opposed to it, but the left is for it, and the people will love it. Let's go ahead and pass that. Alright, we'll see what the impact of that is. 13.61 still, and GDP slipping below, growth slipping below 8%. What is our tax budget here? Surplus is over 100 billion, so yeah, we can relieve the stress a little bit on the people and the burden of sales tax on the people here a little bit. Maybe that'll help with the poverty issue, and maybe it'll help mollify these civil servants too, who've been complaining about their salaries. Bring down the price of everything. Hopefully this will work. When is that being passed? That will be going through Parliament on July 12th. It is currently June 24th, and we're gonna see we're gonna see an end of a quarter soon. Let's get through that. And how are my ships doing? No. It looks like they're giving us a pass as long as we go through their territory and not park in their territory. So let's drop this. Purchasing power and social. Love us. Let's go ahead and send those. Philippines are sending reinforcements. Alright, waiting for a reply. Return of Apollo space program. Slow that down. Let's get into our space program here. I probably should send troops, I think. I don't want to send equipment. Spacesuits. Ooh, look at that. Hold on. Pause this for a second. A lot of stuff going on here. Programs. India program. It was the return of... We have a scientific discovery. Excellent. Return of Apollo. Okay, we've partnered with Indonesia. Who's proposing? Belgium has got an $11 million proposal to join. Let's go ahead and include them, accept them as a partner. Excellent. That's really not much as far as the total cost here. 2022, we are looking at... Oh, that's the date of creation, 2026. Alright, we'll keep going with that one for a while.
The terrorist organization has
no problem with those terrorists. Famine affairs. We're still collecting donations for famine, even though I don't know if we have famine. Schools are feeling a little bit cramped. Secondary schools. Spacesuits. Something real for our future astronauts. Our researchers have engineered and developed a very effective spacesuit, which will not only allow extravehicular activity, but also be adapted for the moon or Mars. Excellent. We need it for the moon. We're going to the moon, baby. We have just achieved an essential stage in sending astronauts into space. We are not the first, but we can profit a lot from this technology since our manufacturing procedure is very specific. Do you desire to patent it, render it commercially accessible? Yes, we will. And maybe we can profit off of that. In the meantime, our naval vessels are moving through the Straits of Malacca. Our nuclear submarines have already made it. Let's go ahead and send that aircraft carrier as well. Get them into open waters out here, and then maybe they can engage in the conflict. Let's look up a military base. Commandos or something like this. Oh, 133,000 soldiers. Look at that. Confidential information with China. Chinese mafia terrorists in Taiwan are being financed by the Chinese government. Makes sense. Oh my god, Japan. Why? 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 I am not going to join their conflict with the United States. This is ridiculous. The United States was helping them. Maybe we should turn on China. Or Japan, sorry. You gotta be kidding me. This game is bugged, I think. This is a bugger. United States. My god. Mujahideen, where are they? In Afghanistan, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's where they are. Kazakhstan. Big disaster in Kazakhstan. You know what? I want to bring Kazakhstan into my sphere of influence. I want them to join that trade agreement that I put together a number of episodes back. Let's see, what was it? I think it was probably in... There's our surplus. $23 billion. Excellent financial performance. Let's check out... Public debt is down. That'll probably recalibrate actually after the end of the week. And new partner has been accepted. 3 weeks, we'll get another one. Alright, a lot of crazy chaos going out here in the Far East. Doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense, but I think Japan is going down. Public finances are looking good. I think Japan's going to lose this conflict. It might be time to distance ourselves from the Japanese. Let's check on the research facilities, actually. I want to make sure I have enough buildings. Alright, now we have maxed out our buildings. Researchers, who do we have? We have a total of 202,000. 202,042. 42, that's 84,000. And then 30 for every one of those. 84,000. And I say 37,000 times 3. 21. I think we should have just about enough. But I may want to build some more laboratories. I'm not going to do it yet because I want to see what the impact of the VAT tax, the value-added tax, is on the inflation, which is coming up soon. And then after that, I think I'm going to need to build more schools and more research facilities.
I'm listening carefully. How much would this...
Go.
Thank you for your precious...
Okay. Chinese tanks are still close to our border in the Himalaya, and moving closer too. Well, they're moving parallel. Bhutan is a nice buffer of ours. I'd like to pull Nepal into our sphere of influence. We don't need to. We already got them. We already got them in our sphere. But back to what I was saying. New organizations. Cato. This is the Central Asian Trade Organization. Efficiency and influence is not very strong. Uzbekistan, Russia, and India. I think I invited Kazakhstan, and I want to try to pull them into the influence, into the sphere of influence. So let's check out aid. And Afghanistan. You know what? I want to give aid to Afghanistan too. I want to pull them into our sphere of influence. millions. Do 600 million, more than they need, right? Cha-ching. Oh, that's the total aid. Oh, estimated is 32 billion for their family. Oh man, we need to give them a lot more. Kazakhstan, estimation still in progress. Who else is a Central Asian country that we want to influence? Nepal. Damn. That is a lot of money. That's like 60, 70 billion dollars to feed these two countries. Afghanistan. Look at that. Afghanistan has now turned to be favorable. Can I build a pipeline? Where is their pipeline? That's what I wanted to do. Someone has suggested that on the channel. What I forgot to do. Oh yeah, Eddie Giles. I mentioned that in a previous episode. I wanted to meet with Kazakhstan in order to extend their pipeline. Oh, that's just Uzbekistan. It looks like, oh, that's a railroad. That's a highway, and that's a railroad. Where are the pipelines? I feel like that's a pipeline. It looks like a pipeline. That's definitely a pipeline. But where do we connect it? I don't know exactly how these pipelines work. I have to get to Pakistan too. Oh, a lot of work to do here. Good relations with Afghanistan though, I like that. Building through mountains. That's like impossible. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you're enjoying what's going on so far. We're soon to be engaging in whatever conflict. I don't know what's going on in the Far East. It's chaos out there. Everyone's at war with everybody. It's a melee. And that's just, I think, this game bugged out or whatever on all the different actions that are going on. But our military forces are moving into the Far East at this point through the Philippines, closing in on the East China Sea. And we'll see. We'll definitely be getting some action in the next episode, I think. Also, we'll get that value-added tax passed. And mole terminated. Oh no. Egyptian moles terminated. Alright.
Here is our growth forecast for the end of the year based on calculations that we made last month. This is a very good figure.
Very good figure. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. This VAT law is going to pass next episode, and we'll check it all out next episode. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you did. Subscribe if you haven't done so already and you want to see more episodes. You can also support me on Patreon and link down below. And please do check out that IndieGoGo campaign for Plutocracy. The game looks really cool. They just got like 10 new backers yesterday. So they still have a long way to go, but there is some momentum in their favor. And if you're looking for a cool game, or at least to try a cool game, I think this is going to be a cool one, and definitely going to try to put it on the channel if anything. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.